As we continue along, ladies and gentlemen, in the left side of the map, in the red color, playing as Ra, his name is Grass. His opponent today in the blue color, playing as Gaia, his name is Divine. The map, Land Unknown. There's nothing to know about this one. It does kind of look like we've got hit with a little bit of an Alfheim spawn here. Alfheim-ish spawn, but definitely only in terms of cliff shenanigans and not in terms of hunt shenanigans on this map here. You can see all of this food is just everywhere. We're talking a little bit about this one pre-game in that, well, I mean, Gaia probably wants what? Gaia probably wants to have more food because that way, like, you can get some more stuff done. But if you don't have the food, you have to go in with farms. So what are you going to go for? Now you got lots of food. You got all the options in the world. Same too here for grass. There's also gold mines all over the place. So, and this is such a beautiful gold mine on the back here. So, like, here's the thing, right? There is a somewhat, like, established meta that was kind of concocted, and a lot of it is credit to Mr. He's kind of the brains behind a lot of this stuff. We kind of saw all of it develop in Genesis, right? And from there, it's been slowly starting to develop even more so. But Red Bull Wool, though, that was a very specific map set. It was very aggressive. We have yet to see players seriously play on very, very large defensive maps. This is a very different situation to be in than on those Blue Lagoon type maps, those Elysium type maps, those even Alfheim to some degree is basically an open map half the time now. So there's a lot to be discovered here. Now, if you want to go in with this Mr. style, which is basically going with lots of Wadgets and trying to put some heavy pressure onto the Gaia here, the Gaia player on this map is going to have a lot of room to navigate around that army and deal with that. Plus, given the fact that this beautiful forest here, got a cliff over here, you've got a nice little way to defend your base over here as well. Divine's going to be able to get a lot done in this game. Lots of villagers onto this gold mine. And we already kind of know Divine's play style. He likes the fast town center. He likes that in a big way. He's got so many villagers on gold. I'm not sure exactly what he's going for at the moment. Doesn't have himself up an economic guild. He could be going for a couple of extra hero citizens to start moving forward. As the villagers here now for Grass, where are they going? Grass, he's moving forward onto this hunt here. He's not going for a fast second town center. It looks like only a handful of villagers on gold. We'll be getting out that the villagers over here. But if we take a quick look over onto this side, there is a priest on this side and Divine. This could be a very quick game. This could be a very quick game. He's got to know that Shifting Sands is on the way. The priest is just sitting here. Divine does nothing to stop this. He's got 5 citizens on this gold. Can you even deny this? Another citizen coming through. What is Grass going for in the main base? He's getting villagers in. He's getting the pharaoh in. He's getting the priest in. He is going for it. There's not going to be he's got a play style and he's going to be going for it. The Shifting Sands is going to be on the way. 15 seconds remaining. The forest coming in. We see the carnivora. We see everything. The town center is 10 seconds away. 1 citizen falling here. But the town center is going to be up and there's villager rush here from Grass. He picks off 2 citizens. But the town center is complete. And is he gonna lose a villager on the way out? Yes, he does. Does he lose a second one? Yes, he does. 2 citizen kills, but 2 villager kills. The town center for Divine is up. Grass is in a very, very difficult position right now. Grass. Divine completely outplays this rush. He honestly could have put the trees down even earlier to block those villagers in, but he decides to go for the bait and switch here. As now Grass, he gets the granary up into the center of the map, but the Wadget's searching around for things to kill. We see the obelisk here. I mean, the Wadgets, they can kind of sneak into the main base and try and take out the citizens off of this gold mine here. Not a terrible idea to go for that, but there's a perfectly reasonable gold mine onto this position. Let's see what the players see on this map. Neither player... Oh, Divine sees that gold mine, but Grass doesn't. Grass has got no idea that that's there. So a very, very defensive gold mine. Plus, back food here for Divine. Divine gets everything he wants right now. Grass, on the other hand, I mean, he's still one town center. He can still put pressure on. Oh, and the Wadgets are in right now, trying to take out these citizens here. They're not quite going to be able to snipe this one. Oh, Herowise is the citizen? I've never seen that before. Does that... What's the idea? I don't know. Maybe you can... Where's the Caladria at? Does Divine have a Caladria? Was it sniped? I don't even know. Is there a blue dot somewhere? There it is. You can bring that one back, heal the hero citizen back up. Obviously, the Gaia Lush hero is going to be healing that one up anyways. There's the towers here, just going to be sitting here. Oh, he's just sniping away at this tower. The tower, honestly, like, the tower does some pretty decent damage against the Wadger. This is a lot of HP. It's going to eventually go down. It's not getting any value from fighting there. Meanwhile, the Townsend are now coming up for grass. Caladria will be somewhat aware of that as the economic upgrades are now going to be coming through for Divine. So Divine's gotten everything he wants in this early game. Sure, losing a citizen, picking 2 villagers off, that's advantage for Grass, but Grass is also down to god power and a whole bunch of idle time on those villagers. A barrack's going to be coming up onto the front here. Divine still hasn't placed down anything. He's got a counter barracks going down. Honestly, he could probably go for an armory and go heroic age here rather than do anything with that safe gold mine at the back. Also, Gaia, just Gaia things. This was open. It's no longer open. Now you have to come through this way, which is also closed. Divine has read this situation perfectly. He's blocked this off. And this is what I was talking about. With these sorts of maps, we just haven't seen them. And Divine plays a defensive game here to like near perfection, in my opinion, in terms of god power use and strategic decision making. Just rushing that town center up with all those villagers, playing around that early rush from the Ra. As the Wadget's trying to push forward here, Citizen's just going to retreat back. There is options of going for another Gaia Forest at 20 favor. It's not a terrible idea. As the villagers all moving backwards, you can put that forest on the back and just have a really nice spot there. As the Obelisk still coming up here for Grass. He wants that line of sight just so he can know if he has an option to attack or not. As he does get this one up, the Oracle coming through. We haven't checked out the temples just yet to see if any relics came through. Divine has just the one with that Pygmalion statue, which honestly, funnily, I think that one, funnily enough, maybe kept him alive even more so than the map, just the map allowed. But a military barracks coming down now. But the question is, what's Grass going for? Is he still making? He's going for Sekhmet. If you're not going to fight me, he says, I'm going to go next stage. Relics on the map. We see if that's Falduri's... I can't say this ever. Svadilfari's sledge. Sounds like such a fantasy word. I guess it is, in a way, but... Svadilfari. You got to pick that up. That's super value. 0 favor fortresses. 0 favor castle type buildings. That's worth it. That's absolutely worth it. As the chicken's now starting to come up, we've got that market coming up in the back of this position here for Divine. As a heroic age, it's going to be coming through very, very shortly, I'm sure, here. I mean, the question is, if you give the Ra player this much time, the Ra player is going to get to a unit composition that's very difficult to deal with. Monuments of the Soldiers coming up onto the front. Citadel Center into the main base. The monument here... And then you can put a Migdol and you can grab this gold mine and you can be completely safe. Do we see an obelisk? Yes, we do. And it does see this gold mine. There is shifting sands available. There's not a rock available. But Divine is about to start getting greeted by scarabs and these military, or these front buildings are going to get taken down. Look at the line of sight here. I was like, I'm watching this one on Fog of War off, right? No. This is just line of sight for Grass. Grass has got all these obelisks empowered. Look at this. Is absolutely insane. He literally has full map hacks basically in onto Divine's base for the time being. Is the temple going to get taken down over here? Villagers coming over onto this position, grabbing the hippopotamus, doing everything that they possibly can there. And dropping out that relic. Pygmalion statue. Could grab that one and then... Oh, and we already see Osiris coming through. I mean, Grass knows. He's just like, okay, if you're going to just sit back and turtle, we're just going to rush Mythic Age. And we're just going to build a Death Ball. And then what are you going to do as the Gaia player? And Divine's got lots of resources in the bank, but I mean, I'm still not sure what he's going to actually go for. Seems like he's run out of food. Farms coming down all over the place. Gold only 3,700 left. There's the Heroic Age in. But Grass, I mean, he's just... The thing is that he's just... Sure, Divine has had all the time in the world on the back, and he's had no problems here, but Grass has just had the full map control. He's got the gold mine, he's got the food all over the place, he's got everything that he wants. He's got a decent army out. Divine hasn't built a single unit thus far. And now we've got those camel riders coming through. There's a couple of hero arcs getting created in advance here. What's Divine got? He's got some... Doesn't have all the economic upgrades either, but now he's going to be getting that Poseidon Secret, Lance of Stone, heavy ranged archers coming through as well. Grass, why are your villagers here? What is this? Why are they there? How are they there? What is happening here? There's gold mines everywhere else on the map. Why are you here? I mean, I love the idea because it's just like you're taking away gold mines from your opponent, but I will see how this is going to go. Siege works coming down onto this position. Lots and lots of heavy Contarius about to start coming through. But the problem is that Divine, he's going to have to face down a Son of Osiris very, very shortly. This Pharaoh, not full HP just yet. He's got to get a priest over to heal this one up. And he does bring that priest over. Double siege works coming in. And that's going to mean most likely catapult to come through very, very shortly. And Contarius are now out. And the raids can start finally coming in as he does spot that obelisk. Going to snipe that one down. The camel riders are through. Whole bunch of those dryads coming in, but Son of Osiris is well and truly going to be able to counter those dryads. And now we see the weightless mace coming in as maybe Divine. Yes, he does see this. He's going, okay, we've got to make some catapults. A whole bunch of those coming in. Priest gets sniped down. Will he notice this? I don't think there's like... There's no way you ever check this position out. The village... Oh. Whoop! 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 He's been spotted. He's been spotted. He's been spotted. Make a run for it. Run for it. Okay, well, maybe not. Oh, shifting sands now coming in onto this position. Whole bunch of camel riders as the option here. As the Contarius are now over here, but with the Scarab, it's going to be a difficult one. It's going to take that palace down very, very quickly as the units now for Divine starting to move up to the top side. He still doesn't have those catapults out or any upgrades for them. He's invested heavily into archers, and I don't really think there's much use on those. But the archers will be able to defend this spot by taking out the Scarabs here as the villagers coming back onto the gold mine after all is said and done. Citizens popping out here to try and repair this one up as the Contarius on this spot will be getting taken down very, very quickly. Scarab does have 75% pierce armor, but Hero Arcus with a huge bonus will be able to take it down relatively quickly there as those camel riders getting cleaned up. Meanwhile, over onto this position, however, the catapults are now targeting down the town center. The Son of Osiris getting some huge damage done onto this position as now we've got Atlas on the way. But is it too little, too late here as the citizens all getting sniped down? A huge amounts of damage coming through over here. As the villagers now for Divine going for a town center to the other side. The army is very much out of position. Population differential is still pretty close as... Wait, all the town centers are gone. Divine can't go Mythic Age. He can't go Mythic. You can't get out. What's the counterplay to implode, you guys ask? What's the counterplay? Well, you just kill all your opponent's town centers, no problems. Oh, no. Well, it looks like we have a bit of a freeze here, unfortunately, guys. It's actually, this game's actually quite close, so I don't know what's going to be happening here. We're going to have to move on to the next game. Not really much we can do. I'm going to wait for the next one. We might have a little break while we wait for it, but we'll get into that next game really shortly. All right, guys, let's get going. Game number 2, ladies and gentlemen, in the left side of the map, in the red color, playing as Frere. His name is Grass. His opponent today in the blue color playing as Divine. His name is Isis. No, he's playing as Isis. His name is Divine. I mean, Isis is a little bit divine, but I got it wrong, and that's just part of what we do here on this channel. That's just the way that it goes. Go select the map. I believe that we're currently 1-0. Unfortunately, we couldn't finish that last game off. We might be able to grab it for the recorded game post production, and we'll see how things are going to go. However, relics on this map. If we take a look over here, we've got that Bow of Artemis there. Ranged soldiers getting reduced. Such a good relic. Armor of Achilles here, minus 5% on the damage vulnerability there. Another amazing relic there, especially for for Grass to deal with Divines. Chariot Arch, you've got Gugnir, Odin's Spear over here. Bit of a boost to that melee damage on this right side as well. We've got Sharon's Oval here. A little bit of Return on Lost Villager. It's a bit of an interesting relic. I mean, there could be an idea of like a Villager Rush with that. If you get that relic and you get like Pygmalion Statue and you're playing Ra, lots of ifs. Could be an idea. I don't know. Nonetheless, we'll see what's going to happen here. Now, I mean, Divine, he's kind of a one-trick pony in a way, in that he's kind of like, how do I put this? He really, really enjoys playing a defensive game. He wants to play a boomy game. He wants to make that happen. He goes for fast second town centers all the time. He does have another style that I have seen him play, which is the one town center angle, which is really, really good. And when he executes it, he's played some very, very strong games. But his definite preference, it's not a one-trick pony. His preference is two town center gameplay. The problem with two town center gameplay is when you're playing against Frere, in going for a second town center, you give that Frere player everything he wants. Literally everything he wants. So as the Isis player, you've got to be constructing ideas. And I think the best plan here for the Isis is to go through Anubis. Anubis is such a good angle here. You get yourself 2-3 monuments. You get yourself the unique technology through Anubis called Necropolis, which boosts your favor income by about 30%. And then you can just go for Spearmen and Anubites. And if you control them well enough, you can get some really, really good value from them. Frere, on the other hand, I'm honestly not sure how to play this matchup. I don't know. I'm excited for Grass to show me what the go is. But unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on who you're going for, we are seeing Bast. Now, Bast isn't a bad option by any stretch of the imagination. It's a completely respectable god path. It's just that in going for this, you get Sphinx, and Sphinx, I feel like are defendable as the Frere play. You get a couple of Herser out, you just play that nice defensive game, and they can't really do anything. You might even be able to get yourself a second town center up. But it is looking to me like Divine, he's going for a town center here. And there is a world where this just works. But the question is, what does he go for? He's got some Caribou on this side. The obelisks are up to check this one out. Over onto the left side of the map, we see a house coming down here for Grass. So he's checking out that left town center, but Divine is more than equipped. Excuse me, let's go to Divine's perspective. Divine is more than equipped here to see what's coming his way, as he's going to be getting that town center up. We've got an obelisk on the front here as well to just check out what grass is going for, as the gold's going to get grabbed all the way through. That Draugr is now out, going to be searching around onto the map. Got that longhouse coming down as well for grass. As Divine is going to finish up this town center quick, smart, and you can kind of tell that Divine's going for this if you just look at the score drop there. But Grass, technically speaking, he doesn't know 100% for certain that that town center is coming up. He hasn't scouted it. He's moved forward with the Berserk. That's not going to be doing all too much here. So we'll see how it's going to go. We even see watchtowers coming through here for Grass. I mean, obviously it takes a long time to research it, but it's still 100 resources. And you must just be scared of some sort of classical fight shenanigans to come through. As Flood of the Nile coming in, we've got Sacred Cats as well. Longhouse coming down onto this position as well. And look at this. We see Divine has got a perfect second gold mine, and he's risking it for the biscuit here on that Ford Hunt. And Divine at the moment, if we take a look at his perspective, he equally doesn't know what Grass is doing. Grass could be 2 town center, it could be 1 town center roll in, he could be fast heroic, he could literally be doing whatever he wants at this moment. Divine doesn't know, but he is on this front position. He's trying to set up line of sight over here, just so that he knows if anything's coming, he can just retreat in advance away from everything. He's got a whole bunch of goats into the main base. Is he getting an armory? Yes, he's going for a 2 town center fast heroic. This could be the way to go. Not even just fast heroic here. With this gold mine up, a couple of barracks actually coming down for Divine, so maybe I'm wrong. But with that gold mine, it honestly could simply just be a fast 2 town center fast mythic here for Divine. As Grass moving across, we see the obelisk getting taken down. He might just go for this town center himself over here, grabbing that food. No problems where that's concerned. As Val Galdir pre-queued, as I've seen this technology getting a lot of value before. Don't know how well it's going to go against the Egyptians, just on the fact that they've got the priests, and the priest range is going to be able to deal with them nicely. I feel just popping back over onto this gold, getting out a whole bunch of wood as well. He can make a whole bunch of those slingers if he needs to deal with the throw and axemen that are coming out. Bit of an interesting opening here. Back into the main base. Divine's going to grab a whole bunch of goats, but for Grass, he is just saying, I'm not going for a town center. I'm a little bit shook on this. Grass at the moment, he's got 900 gold in the bank as well. I don't know what he's going for. He's got himself berries in the corner. In the main base, more is getting an armory up, so he wants to go to the next age. Putting some pressure in onto this position, but the Slinger's Axeman is in. So, I mean, what are you really going to be able to get here? Does manage to snipe one of those Axemen, as a couple more barracks are going to be coming through. But this light pressure might trick Divine into staying in the classical age, where maybe he's not going to be able to get out enough stuff to defend himself. This might be the idea here from Grass. As Grass pulling back, and he sees the town center, and now he grabs his own town center. This is a very delayed second town center, but when you're playing as Norse against Egyptians, this really doesn't matter. Like, obviously you prefer it to be up as fast as possible when you prefer to make this decision. But you, in a way, you kind of have to just get it up when you can get it up, right? Whole bunch of upgrades now coming through as well for Grass. He's got just that 1 armory. Lots and lots of those longhouses are in. Lots of those throw and axemen coming through. A marker coming up as well. Grass can, at some point here, just buy his way to the heroic age. Though there are a lot of gold mines, to be honest. So there's not going to be that big of a problem here, as we do see prosperity coming through. Farms are starting to come in. Let's take a quick look at the economic upgrades. Divine's got some nice upgrades. All those unique Bast upgrades are in as well. As the dwarves here for Grass, just moving off to the right side of the map here, going to grab that gold mine. He's got his own economic upgrades as well. Getting to the heroic age is important though for Grass, I would say, because then he can get even more technologies and push himself even further forward. The Revenant Draugr is now out, however, and I would be surprised to see Grass not spam this unit. But at the moment, only 4 Hersir. The favor generation, very, very slow. Just the 1 favor per minute. So, wait, that can't be right. One favor per minute? I think it's a little more than 1 favor per minute at the moment. Nonetheless. Now, let's have a quick look. This generates 0.01 favor per second, and he's got 4. So it's 0.04%. Someone else do the math. I can't do it. I wish I could try. It's a very small amount of favor. If it is 1 per minute, then that's going to be 1 Drago every 15 minutes. Houses coming up over onto this side. As the Monument to the Soldiers now up for Divine over here as well. As Grass has just gotten everything he wants here at the moment. But, like, in a way, is this enough? You have to also remember that Divine is getting everything he wants here. He hasn't been touched in terms of any raids. His farms are now up. He's got a perfectly reasonable gold mine on the right side of the map. He's in front on villages. He's going to the heroic age. Yes, there's going to be a year coming through. No surprises there. Though maybe Bragi some of the time here is actually the better shout, though I'm not 100% sure. Scorpion Man going to come over onto this side. Got that stone wall coming through as well for Grass to just wall up the entirety of the map. I mean, of players there's a couple of different types of Norse player. We can, as there's a little bit of a lull in this game, we can go through this. The two types of Norse players that I kind of know of is they've got the insanely talented, aggressive, raiding Norse player, and then you got the fundamentals Norse player. I would say Grass, while he can go into that aggressive route, I would say his strength is in fundamental Norse, and you can see this already. Look at this here. He's got himself 5 great halls, 4 long houses already, completely setting up for everything that he needs to set up for. Even more military buildings to come, I'm sure, sooner or later. Divine's going through Osiris, though. And this might just come down to a really, really big fight. And it's just going to end in an instant. Son of Osiris is a hell of a unit. Divine is worried here about any sort of A gear push. He's like, or he just wants more favor. Look at that. Look at that protection here. That big fat circle. I absolutely love that mechanic. It can be so frustrating to play against, but if you see it there, you know your opponent is doing something with this Pharaoh that's not like 100% optimal. Because like it's just a little bit of favor, right? It's not that much favor increase. And he's going to be losing out on about 20 villages, getting 20% boosted economy. So yeah, it's nice and not nice at the same time. So you have to kind of take the yin and the yang, so to speak. But Grass here is just massing up an army, and is he going to have an answer to a death ball composition if Divine can just build it? That's the question. I mean, he is playing Freyr, and Freyr, I mean, he's got access to like an Inferno type defense. The Gullinbursty can be a very nice defensive resource as well. He's got himself that 3rd town center up, so he's going to be able to catch up on those villages. But not going to the Mythic Age just yet. And getting to the Mythic Age in a timely fashion here is really important as well for Norse when dealing with Son of Osiris, because you get access to that Ballista, which can take the Son of Osiris out. So we see another Migdol stronghold coming through. There's still a little bit of gold remaining in the main base, and Divine is just doing Divine things right now. He is just a big fan of this defensive gameplay, as the army now charging forward onto this position cannot click that Tempest here. So Divine should be happily able to take this fight, as we do see Ancestors Eclipse coming through. There's the Son of Osiris going to be coming in, pulls himself off of that monument to join in onto this fight, as the Revenant Draugr on the back will get sniped down, and Grass, he just retreats through his wall. I love this defense against Ancestors Eclipse. It's such a really great way to play. You just walk back through a wall and then you're good to go. And Grass is just going to pull all the way back. He's also got to you have to also remember Tempest is still available, and Gullinbursty. Those are the big power spikes. As we see a whole bunch of now Herdmen coming through, raiding cavalry coming through. But the question is, can Grass deal with the Son of Osiris here, even with all these units? See a whole bunch of Goaty are in to deal with the minions and the mummies and all the myth units that are piling in onto this position here. As the army all retreats back, will we see a turnaround? Yes, we will. Tempest gets cast down. Gullinbursty Is that going to be coming in here for Grass or not? He does choose to drop it down onto the other side and immediately charging in to try and take out the Son of Osiris, getting a huge amount of damage there. The Berserks now peeling off here to surround on to that Son of Osiris. The Berserk's getting cleaned up quickly though by the Mummy as the Son of Osiris dives into that Siege Tower. Still going to be alive, but still it's looking now like Grass has managed to win this fight. He's taken out the Son of Osiris, he's taken out the army, and now he's ready to push back. Divine has not managed to make it happen with that engagement. Grass's Freya too strong to defend there as the heroes push forward to take out the Mummy. On the back here, still getting a couple more minions in to help out, but the army for Grass here is absolutely gigantic. And not only that, we haven't been discussing it, but slowly but surely, Grass is grabbing more of the map over onto the left-hand side as the Siege Tower's rolling over here, almost pushing through, not going for it just yet, as the Thrown Axeman getting some damage done. There's the Gullen Bursty falling there, as the Siege Tower is just going to be pulling back ever so slightly. And Grass pulls back over onto this side here. Meanwhile, onto the left side, look at this. From Grass, he's just like, well, if when you run out of gold, you're going to come over to here and I'm going to be there. And Grass kind of knows he doesn't have to kill off Divine here. He just has to secure the entirety of the map, which is what he's doing. This is really, really nice. Is Divine going to try and rebuild up an army? And we see no Vidar. He wants Hell. He wants Nidhogg. He wants Fire Giant. Potentially he wants to get the golems, the rock giants, to get that upgrade, which boosts giant HP. So these things get nigh unkillable. What's the counter to divine damage? That's what the priests do. It's not armor, it's HP. So you get even more HP and you can... Those rock giants just survive for ages. But at this point here, Grass is 260 pop. It's 84 villages. So you might need to get a little bit more to catch up at the moment, but the army is produced back up to full pop here for Divine. Divine needs to make something happen here. He's going to be returning back up onto this position, but I mean, what does Grass do? Grass going to pull back. Does he have all of his upgrades? I think he does. Nearly. He's still waiting on that final armor here. Does he have 2 armor oaks? He's just got the 1. Oh no, yeah, he's just got the 1. As the villagers now pushing through, going to break through this stone gate here. He wants to grab this position. These villagers are just like, let me just go through this position instead. Nonetheless, villagers going to grab this gold mine. The army has to take a fight here. And Grass is like, this is going to be more than enough as the rock giant does manage to get a massive taunt in. The mummy visors are through to be a big, big pain here. But the Goaties taking those mummies out beautifully here as well. As the Chariot Archer is going to be pulling back ever so slightly into this position as the Longhouse is going down over here. Throwing Axeman, cleaning things up to boot. As the Camel Riders doing what they can onto the front here. Raiding Cavalry pushing through. Chariot Archer is going to be sitting here, barely scratching the surface as we do see a Nidhogg getting cast down onto this position. And you already know he's going to just dive straight in. Oop. Never mind, I thought he was going to go this way. He shoots, and he misses. He shoots and he misses, but now the Nidhogg just completely cleans these bad boys up. A little attempt at splitting here, but it doesn't matter. Those chariots are not long for this world. Population differential is still kind of close after all is said and done, though. But meanwhile, a couple of Berserks coming over onto this side as the Nidhogg going to be able to take those out. Look at those villagers getting absolutely roasted here. They will be able to pull back. Keep a couple of them here, maybe. I don't think so. The Nidhogg is taking out the Chariot Archers on the back here as Divine is just trying to get units. And we see a Pharaoh through, which is a great counter here. It's doing 20 Divine damage onto that Nidhogg, so it's going to fall very, very quickly. Pharaoh on the back here going to be getting taken down as well. As the Fire Giant slowly starting to move forward here. Pharaoh and the Priest trying to help out onto this side. Not going to be quite able to do so. As the Pharaoh falls, Priest still dealing with this one nicely, but I mean, Grass is just getting further and further in front. He's about to be champion infantry, champion cavalry. He's got himself all of the army upgrades queued up. He's getting himself rampaged through, and I don't want to alarm anyone, but he's got 285 favor in the bank. And we don't get to see it because Divine taps out, but we were about to see a bunch of Fire Giants just going crazy here. Insanely well played here from Grass. I was talking about this one from the ISIS point of view. Second Town Center, you let the Frere player do whatever they want. And honestly, Grass, he probably could have played even more greedy here, but he's just like, I know that it doesn't matter. I can take that Town Center whenever I want. And he manages to make it happen in a really, really good way there. Let's check out this post game ever so slightly over here. As we move over onto this position, see those resources. It's just so close for the entire time, but it doesn't matter. Maybe Divine just needed to wait a little bit longer. Build that Death Ball. Chariot Archer, Mummy, get 4 Mummies, Chariot Archer, and get that Son of Osiris in there. And slow push. Even on 2 town centers versus 4, it might be enough. I'm not 100% sure. But it didn't work out for him. We'll move into game number 3 very, very shortly. Hope you guys are having a fantastic time. We'll get it started very shortly. Game number 3, 2-0 in the top of the map in the red color. Playing as Kronos. His name is Grass. His opponent today in the blue color playing as Poseidon. His name is Divine. Divine has been having a tough time of it. He had a fantastic map in the first game. He played an insanely good opening. But Grass was too strong. Second game comes along. Divine gets exactly what he wants. He gets a really, really nice second town center. He defends it beautifully, takes next to no damage. And the push comes and it falls flat. Grass is one step ahead of Divine throughout this entire series in a big, big way. Game number 3, will Divine be able to adapt and figure out a way through what Grass is throwing at him? Or is Grass going to be making a very, very quick 3-0 of Divine? The map. Mount Olympus. You get to see that little cute map intro. Huge shout out to Wolf Studios for sorting that all out for us. Over here, we've got ourselves that Oseberg wagon. Really, really nice late game relic over there. A couple more relics on the map to go through. There are 6 of them. Ship of the fingernails here is going to be that food trickle. Super important. On the bottom side of the map here, we do have that scales of a... This relic is huge. You absolutely want this one. Doesn't matter what civilization you are. Cheaper myth units is cheaper myth units. And myth units are king. Tearfing Angantine's sword. This is another huge relic. This one for Divine is gigantic because if your opponent, Grass here, is going to go for a lot of Prometheans, for example, then if you've got your heroes attacking those Prometheans, getting huge damage, they're getting huge lifesteal back. Super, super strong. Over onto this side, we've got ourselves that Bow of Artemis. Wood gold cost being reduced here. That's a big deal as well. And up onto this side, we do have that Scales of Catopla pass, a bit of damage vulnerability to pierce attacks. Ooh, that one's probably pretty good actually for Divine here if he wants to go for Centaur, because you know that those Terma are really, really good. Terma heroes are really, really good. But Grass here, no surprises in my opinion as to what God is going for. There is a pretty scary Automaton Rush that's available for Kronos, but the Prometheus is just so solid, so strong, so good. And we are going to be seeing the Temple time shifting forward in a nice defensive position over here. That's going to be charging in to get some serious damage into Divine's base. As Hermes coming through now for Divine. He doesn't have the Theseus out just yet. He's going for wood and gold. He obviously knows what he knows what he likes, and he likes town centers, and he's going to be going for that town center yet again. But can Grass just get in and just get that damage done straight away? That's the big question. Because a Prometheus is about to hit. We do have that Theseus queued up. It's going to be able to pop over here. It's not that late of an advance time, in all honesty, here from Divine. Like, he's up at 345, it looks like, and the Theseus is already in, so these Prometheans are just not going to cut it. Temple gets deconstructed. That one's going to get immediately shot back up. I was actually thinking maybe just don't put it up straight away. Get that Atalanta out, and then you're completely safe. I think this deconstruction probably a little bit not the best idea if you're wanting to rush a town center up. But doesn't matter. Divine, he's getting this one up no matter what. And the Theseus coming back over here as we see the villagers going to go for the town center. And this is exactly what we're talking about pre-game. Very, very stock standard shenanigans here. Prometheans on the backside going to get pushed back as the Promethean's going to get more pressure in. Villagers retreating back into that tower. Good reactions from Divine for the time being. But Divine, he's more concerned with just coming over and defending that town center as that gets shot up. Up onto this position, House is getting time shifted in to try and boost the town center up. Does get a huge boost there. Goes from 5 seconds up to 30 seconds. There's another man going to come in to get it up even faster there. The town center looks very, very secure. Prometheans still charging around, still looking for low HP villagers. Sees that low HP one. Not going to be able to pick it off though. As the centaur comes in, and that is 1 dead Promethean and 2 dead Promethean. So after all is said and done, Grass gets the early pressure. Divine doesn't get a very calm early game here, but Divine gets his town center. Same too does Grass. And the game going to be able to continue along right now. And we'll see how things are going to go. As the citizens pull over here to grab those deer and everything else that's looking like. Divine is not throwing down any buildings just yet. There's not really any rush to get going straight away. Double counter barracks coming in. And it's going to look like mass Terma for just a little bit here for Grass. This is something we see time and time again against Greek, against Egyptian, even against Norse to some degree. If the Norse player went for a fast second town set, I'm sure this idea would work against Atlantean. And the idea is just basically like, Terma force out raiding cavalry, then you can make catapulties. Or Terma force out Hippias, and then you can make catapulties. Or Terma force out camel riders, and then you get catapulties. And it's just a really, really nice opener for Atlantean. As we see Divine now moving forward. Cheeky little wall going to come up. Perfect counter to Terma is going to be walls. If you get those walls up, the Terma, they can no longer really get the raids in. As we see the walls coming up onto the other side here as well. As the Promethean Offspring charging forward. Katoskopos might have spotted that one there. Whoop, whoop. Villager is spotted. Divine not reacting here. He's going to be pulling back. The Centaur comes through to help out. Will this be a villager pick? Yes, oh, no! Survives with 1 HP, and both Promethean Offspring get taken out. Nice play there. Let's look at this from Grass. He's got oracles kind of just spread out all over the place on this map. Just every little nook and cranny here. The map is gigantic. It's really, really good for Atlantean to hide those oracles. You've got to be active here as the Poseidon player. Just one stable producing Hippias and just trying to scout out those oracles with a Pegasus. That's got to be your best bet here if you're concerned about the favor generation. There's another storehouse coming up onto this position here. And the question really is, what is Grass going for? A couple of hero Terma, more villagers coming out, and it's just going to be a very boomy opening for both players. But the question always is going to be, like, what are you going to do with that 400 FIP? What are you going to do with that 300 gold? Mana coming down onto the center of the map here. Divine is just, I mean, the game plan against Atlantean for the most part, right, as Greek, is just defend. If you defend, you win. That tends to be the defense, the idea that works 9 times out of 10. But there are a whole bunch of timings that exist for Atlantean to push forward. It just depends on what the Cronus player, what the Atlantean player wants to pick. As we see a marker coming up, and this could indicate a semi-fast mythic here. I could be wrong about that. So there has to be a moment where Divine pushes out if he's building units. Military Academy comes up. No Hippias at the moment. Market and Armory getting shot down on the back. Wall coming down to defend himself over here. As Wall's also coming through here for Grass. You can see a Fort Citizen. What is this doing? I love seeing this. This is something that you would never have seen in Legacy. Just on the fact that the citizens are 3 pop and it's too risky to send this forward. If you can get forward and get a side build going, not with Chronos because you can just time shift, but like some sort of a side build, like walls. I don't even understand. This is so unnecessarily risky from Grass. He's just literally just pushed forward to take a little bit of gold from that position, and then he retreats. Like, what is it? What is this citizen doing? Like, I don't even know. There's a task boss coming back. We got those military barracks coming up here as well. Hyperion is almost in, and I guess now we get to see what army comp. He's already got that heavy cavalry queued up. As another military barracks coming in. Yeah, that 6 gold advantage is going to be everything. I mean, I understand the idea here from Grass. Grass is thinking about the ultra late game. If you can get onto these forward gold mines nice and fast, then you can actually just move back through the map and have these gold mines. Plus, it makes those back gold mines last a little longer. There's a couple more military barracks coming in. Not to mention, there's a big temple in the middle. It doesn't really do anything. It just looks pretty. Let's have a nice 360 view of this one. There you go. All right, now we see the Dionysus. Dionysus coming through. There is always the idea of just going in with Thracian horses cavalry, or even just a mass hoplite Toxodia army, hoplite Peltast army with bronze. But is there enough time for this? Is the question. As the Contarius is going to be charging forward, going to break through this wooden gate here. Archery Rangers now coming down for Divine as well. Villagers getting sniped down as the wall going to break. And I mean, there's still gold in the main base. Has a little bit left there, so he can pull back. He's got Ceasefire as well, though. You don't want to use Ceasefire until Chaos gets dropped down. Population differential is starting to look very, very large here as Grass can just walk in, right in, and he's just going to get a whole bunch of value. All the villagers are now kind of idle to some degree here for Divine. He's onto the wood over here. He's thrown down a couple more military buildings. He's got those military academies. The weakness here is that these hoplites, they don't have any sort of unique upgrades. There's no Phobos' Spear. There's no Acre's Shield. There's no Sarissa. And these all come from Athena and from Ares. Hermes doesn't give anything. So while they're going to be a counter to those Contarius, it's not as big of a counter as you would normally be used to seeing. As the Contarius is going to be charging through, breaking down this wooden wall to open up that main base. There's still 450 gold left in there, but the thing that I'm worried about right now for Divine is, like, can he even muster up an army here to fight? There's a Chaos he has to deal with. Bronze is available. Units over here getting sniped down. Good control here from Grass. Sniping every little bit of unit here is so important. As the Hippolyta is on the back there. That can snipe down that Satyr here. I mean, you kind of have to bronze, right? Differential in terms of... He doesn't need to cease... Bronze into Ceasefire. I'm going to go ahead and assume that was a misclick. Ceasefire made perfect sense here. And then you bronze after once you get even more units out after the Ceasefire. And then you might be able to hold. But Grass here, he's going to be perfectly happy to just sit. I mean, probably just retreat away from this until the bronze is done. But it looks like he doesn't even care. He's going to be charging forward. That Hydra stays alive for a very long time with bronze here. He's got 2 heads for the time being. There are some hero units to take that one out. Peltas on the back are cleaning up units nicely here, as it kind of looks like Grass maybe overstayed the or started that fight a little bit early, but doesn't matter. Hoplites have to retreat back. Another Hydra coming through here, as Contari is going to snipe down the Centaur on the back. And he has to pull all the way back for the time being. Lots and lots of Arcus now queued up for Grass. But, I mean, you're queuing Arcus up into a lot of Peltast here. This is the danger, and it's always the danger. As we do see a cheeky little gold mine attempting to go up here, but Contarius is already over here. I wouldn't mind seeing a little bit of a little bit of kind of time shifting shenanigans, as we do have that third town center up as well for Grass. Meanwhile, onto this side as well, a nice palace to just restrict this gold mine from getting snuck. Very smart there for Grass, as well as the Contarius gets sniped down. Atalanta is over here. The army now for Grass just says, all right, we split up with the Contarius to go after here. But the army for Divine is starting to get scary. This is very much in favor of Grass right now. But as we all know, Atlantean can fall flat on its face when greeted by a really defensive, solid, never give up, never surrender Greek player. And this is why we're seeing Grass getting so aggressive with this palace, holding this gold mine and ensuring it doesn't get grabbed. He's going to be pulling around onto this side here as the walls are going to come through, but pushing in. Now the gold mine on this side getting raided. A nice bait and switch as the Contarius sneaking through, breaking the wall down. Hoplite's going to get some good damage done as Divine, I mean, he is defending this, but Grass has to retreat away. He's pushed off this gold mine for the time being here. Maybe you can sneak through and put another palace onto this position. There's just so many gold mines here for Divine to be grabbing at the moment. So he snipes down all the Contarius. Wall's going to be coming back up. We see a wall up onto this position to defend over here as well. There's a Hoplite Peltas going to be coming through in a big way. And now we see Atlas. And this is the scary part. And this is one of those timings I was talking about. We haven't really seen Grass going full pedals to the metal just now, trying to end this game. He's gotten the 3 town centers. He's taken a slight little fight that he kind of won, that kind of traded. But now he's mustered up enough of an eco lead that he's able to get himself to that mythic age and implode. The way to counter implode, let me tell you, is to have so much economy that it doesn't matter that you lose an army. That's the way you counter implode. And Divine at this moment, he does have the amount of income he needs, but he doesn't have the banked resources. And he's, well, actually, never mind. He's got enough barracks here. Oh no, that's Grass. That's Grass. That's Grass. He's got 3. Oh, he's only got 3 military academies, 4 archery ranges. If you had like 10 of both, then you can just have those banked resources and spend them. But we are seeing at this moment right now, Divine, he's feeling like he has to get going. Good micro here from Grass to pull back ever so slightly. Grass knows the answer here is he needs to get a good implode. He needs to get the advantage cooking, because this army of Divine is insanely strong. Chaos gets dropped down onto those Peltast, onto the back here, and maybe he doesn't need that implode after all. Chaos manages to snipe down a whole bunch of those Peltas in the end as the army decides to turn around. Hoplites pulling forward. A little bit of a micro here on those Peltas to pull away, but that's allowing the Arcus to get huge amounts of damage done onto those Hoplites. In terms of armory upgrades to boot here, Heavy Arcus have now also got themselves that ballistics tech. On this side, we've also got ballistics in, so they should be taking good fights against each other. But with the Contarius on the front, it's very, very challenging. And there's the implode coming in, and that population, it looks nice for a moment here, but it's about to drop really quickly down to 123 pop as the army retreats back, and Grass erases the army of Divine. But a lot of militia are left standing here as a lot of houses and storehouses go down. Unironically, the actual counter here for Poseidon is to just spam storehouses around the position where your opponent is going to click implode and just stay there. Then all the buildings get deleted, and then you just come back with a huge amount of militia. And these militia, they pack a punch. It might say they're only worth 70 food, which is probably about accurate. They're about worth 7/8, I would say, of a hoplite in terms of actual real value. 7/8. They have a little bit less armor. They've got a little bit less HP. They've got a little bit less damage. It could be like maybe 7/8, 7/9. It's pretty good, especially for a free unit. Somewhat free unit. As this position now going to get opened up, we see the Divine Militia coming over here. Again, Divine knows if he can just get an army out, he should be okay here. He does have that army, but he's down now 4 to 2 town centers. Fortified town centers comes through for Grass, and Grass has also got these really scary Argus. That special ability, if you don't know how it works, if there's units left in the puddle, you see what happens? They all get absolutely annihilated. And we see another ceasefire coming through here for Divine. Divine's like, give me a little bit of time here. He needs to get out some heroes to deal with those Argus. Onto this position as well, having a little bit of trouble here as the wall attempts to get rebuilt. Not going to be able to as Grass is sitting, waiting, watching. Can he get this wall up? Answer is yes, he can. Grass too slow to react. As the villagers, I mean, he could draw a wall and try and wall the army in there, but the problem is for Divine is that he's just got nothing really remaining here. I mean, he's got an army, but he doesn't have any resources. He doesn't have the heroic mythic age coming through. He's staring down champion Atlantean units at the moment. As Gontari is charging through onto this back, those Peltas will be getting some huge value, taking out the Arcus on the back as the Argus charging in to try and get a bit of a special ability down. Does throw that one down. Divine, you got to move there. You got to move. He's not at... Oh. Was that the building there that got killed by the spit? You can see how low HP the Peltas are. It's so much damage. It's such a good ability. But Grass is struggling to stay full population at the moment. He's pumping those units out pretty well here as the army comes in onto this position. And in that moment there, Divine does tap out. Grass too strong in this series here. Manages to find the win here. A quick 3-0, but a solid defensive performance here from Divine. Better luck next time. Grass is going to be moving on. I don't know what else to say about this one. Really, really solid play from the Outkronos. The initial pressure, town center. Divine didn't do anything while everything was getting set up. There's a lot of weaknesses for Kronos that you just have to exploit. Things like getting out a couple of Hippias to just raid those oracles. Maybe even targeting down citizens randomly all across the map. Those little things do end up mattering against the Atlantean, because if you don't, they don't get touched and they're just sitting here having a fantastic time, economically speaking. In fact, if we just take a quick look at it in the timeline here, you can see the resources just ever so slightly. They're just getting further and further and further in front for Grass here. And civilian unit-wise, I mean, it's still, you see it's pretty close, but idle villager-wise is probably the more important thing. There's just no lines here. Whereas Divine is just consistently up, getting pushed around the map, so he's not getting all that income in. Nonetheless, hope you guys are having a good time. Don't forget to hit the follow. Don't forget to check out Nakamura, Yo Dessler, and all the other, and AoL Iron Maiden, and all the other good streamers helping out on this day. And we'll get into the next game.